Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, chilling with my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro, and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, July 25th. Like I said, I'm your guy Hector, always joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, how you feeling, big dog?
Well, good. Got my coffee, and I'm looking forward to this series coming up with the Mets.
Oh yeah,
Yankees are on a roll. Swept the Royals.
That's right.
Are
we back?
I'm taking it easy. I'm taking it easy. I'm not getting excited yet. We got a long road ahead.
Yankees are back. We swept the Kansas City Royals, TC. Anthony Rizzo went 4 for 4. Giancarlo Stanton with the ding dongs. DJ LeMahieu turning back the clock. TC, what are you saying? What are you saying, bro? You got to feel the energy from this team.
World Series, here we come.
There we go. There we go. Canyon. Let's get the parade started. Fuck the World Series. We're just going to show up downtown at the Canyon of Heroes.
Canyon of Heroes. I got my, my plane ticket. I'm ready to go.
Oh, man. Yes. Obviously, we were joking. But shout out the chat real quick as we continue. We got 25 people in the building. Smack that like button for your boys as we continue the conversation. We got my guy Unpopular Opinion in the building. My guy Avicii in the building. Avicii, how you doing? And Avicii said, what's the difference between a Fenway Park hot dog and a Yankee Stadium hot dog? You can buy a Yankee Stadium hot dog in October. Absolutely, Avicii. Salute.
They taste so much better in October.
We got Jonathan in the building. Tyler Tabbitt, how you doing?
What's up, Tyler?
My guy Mikey Mazza in the
Mazza's here. All right, what's up, Mazza?
Building. Mazza, what it do?
Check their show out.
You know, I like this one. 01LS1Z2ABABX. What it do? Salute.
We need him on the panel. We got to find out who this guy is.
Definitely. And yes, like you said, make sure you tune into Uncle Grandpa Tats, and our friend Mikey Mazza with the Pinstripe Express. Go support both of those guys. Fireball 657 is in the building. Fireball, how you doing? We got Stevie Pooh. Steve Schumann's in the building. Don Sicario de la Isla's in the building. Don, how you doing? We got Kerm in the building. Kerm, what it do? Sean Browning. And here's Uncle Grandpa Tats in the building. Of course, my brother Jiggerman Porter.
How you doing? How you doing?
We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Of course, we got to shout out Sunil. We can't forget Sunil. Shane McNeil is in the building. My guy, NFE, salute, 3 capital S's. I hope I did not forget anyone. If I do, I sincerely
Samantha, you got
apologize.
Samantha?
Damian Serrano is in the building. Damian, how you doing? Samantha T's in the building. Samantha, how you doing? Salute, 3 capital S's. And like always, if you guys can, smack that like button. We got 35 people here in the conversation. But like me and TC was talking about, people in the chat, let us know. Are the Yankees back? Tonight, we face our inner city rivals when it comes to the New York Mets. And let's see, right? Because we don't want to have a sweep in the Kansas City Royals and getting embarrassed by the New York Metropolitans, especially because they're struggling themselves, right? Justin Verlander is on the mound tonight. We are in Yankee Stadium. Like I said, the bats were waking up over the weekend. DJ LeMahieu, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton. The guys that we need to wake up are starting to wake up. So let's see if they could translate that and keep that going forward as we face the New York Mets. TC, what's your thoughts, big dog?
Yeah, even though it was the Royals, I mean, we still hit. I mean, it's still a major league team, even though they're pitching. We couldn't hit Rockies pitching. So, hey, their ERAs were high. Hey, we got the bats going. That's a good sign for some confidence. You know, Rizzo and Stanton are coming around. Hopefully, Rizzo went 4 for 4 in that game on Sunday. That was a good thing to see. You know, hopefully it carries over and some of these other guys can get going. We can get DJ LeMahieu going. We can get Jake Bowers rolling again. I know Glaber had a scare, but he's been hot. I don't know if he's going to be ready for this series. He had like a hip. I think he left with a hip contusion or tightness or something.
But wasn't that on Saturday's game and he was back Sunday and hit a home run? Or was that on Sunday's game?
No, that was Sunday
because
yeah,
okay.
He didn't come back. Yeah, he left the game and so yeah, hopefully these guys get going and hey, you never know. The Mets are a good team. So we got to take both these games. I mean, at home we got to take. We got Herman tonight, and we have Rodon tomorrow. So let's do it. Let's keep rolling because the next 10 games after that is definitely tough.
It's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet, right? And I know you and I were saying, you know, like the offense is waking up, right? This is a nice warm up, right? Because the litmus test is coming, like you said, TC. Over the next 12 games, we face the Baltimore Orioles. We face the Tampa Bay Rays. So we start to face guys, or we start to face teams that are more competitive, right? But like you said, against the Royals, it was a nice warm-up. Sorry for the burping. It was a nice warm-up against the Royals. Hopefully these bats, like I said, can continue that and translate that into the Mets series and then into the Baltimore Orioles series. Giancarlo Stanton, I just want to highlight real quick. In his last 11 games, he has hit 6 home runs. He has a 164 weighted runs created, and he has a 143 BA BIP. I don't know what a BA BIP is, but guess what? A BA BIP sounds good to me, right? Brian Holtz reported when it comes to Anthony Rizzo, he switched up his music. Taylor Swift has been delivering hits to the cities all summer, and Anthony Rizzo chanted T Swizzy, and he walked up, he took his batting gloves off, and he went 4 for 4, and he got that home run. And like our
whatever works, right? Whatever works.
Our friend Keith McPherson said on Friday when he was on the show that if you want to put some money down, you bet on Anthony Rizzo that he hits a home run over the weekend. And the Riz came through.
And he did it.
Anthony Rizzo, hopefully, I'm not sure. Now, you brought up the batting stance switch, right? And we could talk about that for a second. It was both Giancarlo Stanton and Anthony Rizzo. I don't know who to attribute this to, if this is just them working on their craft, or if this is the influence from Sean Casey. But as soon as Sean Casey was hired as the Yankees batting coach, one thing I noticed was DJ LeMahieu. I'm not sure if you noticed it or people in the chat noticed it. Guys, tonight, when you look at DJ LeMahieu, watch where he has his hands when he is batting. Before, if you look at footage from DJ LeMahieu prior years, he starts his batting stance with his hands a bit high. Recently, since Sean Casey has taken over, DJ LeMahieu's hands are at his chin. Normally, they was at his eye levels. Now they're at his chin. Again, I'm not sure if that's the player noticing something and making an adjustment, or if this is the influence from Sean Casey. But if this is the influence from Sean Casey, you got to tip your hat off and give credit to the front office and hiring a guy who actually knows what it is to hit over 300 as a left-handed hitter. TC, what's your thoughts on that, what I said? And also, Giancarlo Stanton. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, no, I honestly think it's Sean Casey. I think because the guy's a contact hitter and he knows how to just put the ball in play. And these little adjustments, I think he took videos from, back in the day, Rizzo's days with the Cubs, Stanton's days with the Marlins, and DJ's, probably his video from a couple of years ago. You notice, especially with DJ, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, he has a slow bat. I don't know if it was his eyes or if it was his heavy bat. I always wanted to say he needed a lighter bat, but with the hands a little bit closer to his chin, he can get around a little quicker than the load up, the launch angle. I think they tossed that out from the old Dylan Lawson days and looking at all the analytics, I think they got to go away from that, do a nice little blend of a Sean Casey and some of the numbers. But I think he's had an impact on those three guys, especially Gleyber Torres. He's got hot all of a sudden. I know he has his streaks, but I've noticed him as well, just making contact. I've seen him just go with the pitch, going up the middle, going to the right. And yeah, I hope this continues through this Met series, because that's the big problem with this offense, other than overworking the bullpen. But let's get that, we'll get to that later. But the offense just needs to get going, because these pitchers cannot be so stressful. It's too much stress on these pitchers who are trying to be perfect.
No, 100% TC. Also, we got 42 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. Let's run up the likes on this stream right now. It's 11 to 10 in the morning. And also, just to let people know, we passed 1K subscribers. We're able to monetize now on YouTube. We're able to get super chats now. So just know this, right? When it comes to whatever happens to this channel, anything that we get is to invest to make this show even better when it comes to certain events, when it comes to camera equipment, etc., giveaways like that also. And also, I want to mention this. When it comes down to the Yankees versus Mets, guess what? Tomorrow, myself and my brother Pete Simonetti will be doing Game Season Live with Sonny Carton. He just confirmed with me this morning, I should say. Sonny Carton will be on with myself and Pete Simonetti tomorrow on nyynewstv calling the Yankee game. So make sure you guys tune into that. It's going to be an amazing time hanging out with Sonny Carton and my brother Pete Simonetti. And I want to bring something up because NFE in the chat, he said this. Imagine a batting coach looking at film instead of an iPad. Absolutely, NFG.
Yes, sir.
And it's a breath of fresh air. And we could talk about the Yankees, right? Because it seems like they're switching up their philosophy, right? It seems like the firing of Dylan Lawson, it was a domino effect, right? Because we brought in Sean Casey, and we got to talk about the Yankees hiring or bringing in Andy Pettitte, former Yankee great from the Dynasty era. TC, on Friday, you said it when Keith was on. We need to bring these guys that have a taste of what it is to win in New York.
That's right.
Instead of focusing on analytics and guys that are analytic driven, we have to have guys that been there and done it. Point blank, period. TC, you talked about it, so I'm going to throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on Andy Pettitte?
That's right. And Cashman says we have a championship caliber team. No, we don't, because we don't have that mentality. And guess what? Andy Pettitte does. He comes from the dynasty days with Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Bernie Williams. All those guys know how to win. They know how to grit it out. They've been through it. They went through 7-8 years straight making the World Series. I mean, it was just these guys know what it takes. They have the mentality. They have the fortitude, to win. I don't think this team has that in them right now. They don't care about winning. And Andy Pettitte has that winning formula. He can, if he's just going to be an advisor to Boone to the pitchers, that's fine. But him in the clubhouse, just having that knowledge for guys to come up, hey, what was it like in 96, 98, 99? These guys have to get a taste of that because they don't have that in them. I don't see that drive. I don't see that fire. Pettitte on the mound was a bulldog. He wanted to win all the time. He didn't want to be taken out. No. Boone or Girardi or Joe Torre. No, I got it. He stuck it. He stuck with Pettitte through these hard times, and he gutted it out. And these guys need to feel that. They need to feed off Andy Pettitte's knowledge and his attitude, his winning attitude. And I think this was a great. I hope it's another step into the right direction with adding some more guys like this into the clubhouse.
Yeah, and like NFE said, good thing they're not depending on the AI to play the game for them. Absolutely, maybe in the future. Tyler Tabbett says, throw the analytics in the garbage. Absolutely, Tyler, at this point. And I want to bring something up that my friend Jimmy from the Bronx said on Twitter. You guys can make sure you guys follow everyone we bring up on Twitter. But this is what Jimmy said, and I want to get your thoughts, TC. I want to get everyone from the chat thoughts because I've been calling for this for a minute, right? Now, with the return of Andy Pettitte as a special advisor to Aaron Boone and to work with the pitching staff, it also would be a great move to bring back Willie Randolph to the Yankees to work with the infielders and also take a role as a co-bench coach. I've been calling for the return of Willie
100%.
Randolph for years.
100%.
Guys in the chat, let us know. Do you guys want Willie Randolph back with the organization in the dugout as a coach? I definitely do. TC, what's your thoughts?
Oh, 100%. I grew up watching Willie Randolph.
Shout out to Enzo in the building, my guy.
Lorenzo,
what
what's
it
up,
do?
Lorenzo? Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's my guy. Pots and pans. Go ahead.
My guy. Okay, so so no, I grew up. I watched the Yankees in the late 70s. Willie Randolph was right in the middle of those 77, 78 World Series. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy. Oh my gosh, clutch hitter, one of the best second basemen the Yankees had. He knows how to win, and he was a bench coach with the Joe Torre years. I need this guy back. I'd love to see him take over as a manager. I mean, that's the kind of guy we need. We don't need these cupcake guys like Baron Boone. But hey, if we can get him as a bench coach, advisor, whatever he can contribute to this team, I'm all for that.
Yeah, and also talking about Andy Pettitte, right? I want to jump back to Andy Pettitte. When CC Sabathia, when he started losing velocity, right? Mm-hmm. Who did CC Sabathia credited with resurrecting and helping him to extend his career? Who did CC credit that to? Give all the credit to the world to.
To Andy Pettitte? Yeah.
Because Andy Pettitte is who taught CC Sabathia how to throw that cutter. Andy Pettitte was that guy that taught CC Sabathia go soft and go hard, navigate east and west. CC Sabathia, every conversation he has about when he lost his velocity, he credits Andy Pettitte to help him extend his career.
Yeah, he had to reinvent himself.
And Andy Pettitte was that guy who helped him. Yep. And this is from CC Sabathia, who was a leader himself in our locker room. But he always looked to Andy Pettitte to be that leader, to be that big brother. And just a little bit of time they were together, it rubbed off on CC Sabathia. Now, just imagine what Andy Pettitte could do with this pitching staff, with the young guys in the bullpen. Come on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, these guys need a mentor because Matt Blake, I give him all the credit in the world. He's turned some of these pitchers into some fantastic. I mean, look at what he's done to Clay Holmes. But he didn't pitch in the major leagues. Andy Pettitte knows what it takes. He knows when you lose velocity, how to, pinpoint, go outside, go inside, change speeds. I mean, this guy was a competitor, and he knows how to pitch, especially in October. He was, if you wanted a big game pitcher, I'll take Andy Pettitte all day. Game 7 on the line, I want Andy Pettitte. I'll have him go 8 innings. I mean, some of the games, 96, he pitched 8, 9 innings. He won nothing. They won a game 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I watched all those games. This guy came through. He knows how to win in New York, and those are the guys we need.
100%. Yeah. Everything that you just said is spot on. Yeah. And you bring up the fact that Dylan Lawson, Matt Blake, they never pitched in the major leagues, right? And a lot of people ask that do players actually care about that? I'm going to bring up a name to you. I'm going to see if you remember this name. He was a manager for the Atlanta Braves, but he started managing for the Miami Marlins. Freddie Gonzalez. You remember the manager, Freddie Gonzalez?
Freddie Gonzalez, yeah.
Never played in the major leagues, right? The issue that happened in Miami was Miguel Cabrera and Hanley Ramirez. They had no respect for this man because he didn't play at the major league level, right? Both Miguel Cabrera and Hanley Ramirez publicly shamed him because he never played at the major league level, and he was trying to tell them how to play at the major league level. Right. Now, when you look back 50-50, were Miguel Cabrera and Hanley Ramirez, were they wrong for chastising a manager? Maybe, but if they were never there, how can you expect them to lead guys who are there? Like I said, TC, right? When I was growing up and I was working EMS, I worked EMS and I worked in restaurants. I used to manage restaurants and everything like that, right? They gave me a supervisor job at my EMS company. You had guys that worked there 15 years, 20 years. You think they listened to me? I'm fresh out of EMT school, 2 years on the job, becoming a supervisor. You think any of those fucking guys respected me or listened to me? Absolutely not, bro. I had to earn their respect. I had to work on the field. I had to jump on 911 ambulances in order to earn their respect. And after I bust my ass in the field, they gave me the respect I earned. If you was never there, the players aren't going to respect you.
That's right. 100%. No, totally agree. I mean, you gotta work your way up and get that respect. You can't just come in and just be the guy off the street and just say, think you know everything. The guys are not going to respect you. I mean, the same thing happens. It's like, say the military. You know, you go to school, you graduate, and you become an officer, and right away that's your first job. Those guys below you, they're not going to respect you. You just come right in and become an officer. You have no knowledge of what it takes to be in the military. And they're not going to be like, oh, I don't want to salute this guy. This guy came out, no respect. No respect. You got to work your way up through the ranks and put in the work and show these guys, yeah, I know what I'm doing. You know, go look at the tape. Like Danny Pesh, go look at my tape.
I just want to give a quick shout out real quick. I want to point something out. Uncle Tats with the first super chat of the channel with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Uncle Grandpa Tats. He said, salute, salute, salute. Pettit is the perfect guy to bring in to work with Blake and the pitchers. Calm, cool, collected while being fierce, a winning mentality. Absolutely. And when
you know what I want to add real quick?
Go ahead.
If it wasn't Andy Pettit, guess who I would want?
Who?
Mr. Uncle Grandpa Tats in the dugout. That's
also
who I want.
Also want to give a couple of shout outs to people who have joined us late. But my brother, Mr.
Ruben.
NY Rise Numero Uno, Ruben's in the building. Ruben, mi hermano, que pasa? Hope all is well. FJ says that there have been great managers who have not played in the majors. Earl Weaver and Buck Showalter come to mind. But when it comes to both Earl Weaver and Buck Showalter, they put the leg in the minor league level.
Yeah.
They put the work in at the minor league level. Freddie Gonzalez as well. He put his work in at the minor league level. Matt Blake and Dylan Lawson, they didn't even do that. Dylan Lawson came from college. Matt Blake, he came from the Cleveland Guardians organization, but before that, he was just a personal trainer for a lot of pitchers that were out there in the offseason.
Right.
So like FJ says, there have been great managers who never played in the majors, Earl Weaver and Buck, but Earl Weaver and Buck, they took their liggins and they put the groundwork in the minors.
Man,
and they
Earl
were
Weaver,
doing the grind in the
good.
minors for years before getting that chance to be a manager at the major league level, FJ. But I definitely see what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see. Samantha T says, I want to bring up Samantha T. I love Pettit. He had that death stand. He was oh my God, absolute. That right there. Right there. One of the most intimidating faces you
What about his pickoff move? Best pickoff move in baseball.
Best pickoff move that I ever
couldn't run on him. Nobody was running on him.
And then they switched the pickoff. They started changing the pickoff rules because of how good Andy Pettit was. Because of how good Andy Pettit was. Again, we got 55 people in the building.
Don't forget his hitting too. He had some clutch hits.
Button. Don Sicario says, I want Hector in that dugout. No, Don, I want you in that dugout, brother. Yeah, all right.
Wouldn't that be nice to see this guy in the dugout?
No, it wouldn't be. I'll break the yes cameras. That's what I'll do. But we got to talk about a rumor that has been floating around on Yankees Twitter. Got to get your guys' thoughts on this. I want to get your thoughts on it, TC, because you know a little bit about it. But Cody Bellinger, the rumors are swirling. MLB Insider reportedly links Yankees to top slugger on the trade block. When it comes to Cody Bellinger, he is hitting .322. He has 14 home runs. Sign me up for Belly in the Bronx. TC, what's your thoughts?
100%.
And look at that. Look at that when he was a kid. Look at that. Perfect. He was born to be a Yankee. Look at this with his father. Go ahead, TC.
Clay Bellinger, his dad. Yeah. No, I mean, he's hot at the right time. And what an addition to this team. We need a left fielder. I mean, him in left field with Bader and Judge, Judge will be back. I mean, just think of that outfield, and then him either, before Judge or after Judge. I mean, it just lengthens the lineup. We need another left-handed hitter. And honestly, we got to block Houston, Tampa, Baltimore from picking this guy up. I mean, because if we're going to make a run and they add a bat like this, you might as well forget it. I mean, offense is the number one need right now on this team. And he checks off all the boxes with, he's hot right now. He's hot. He's coming into his own. Left-handed hitter with the Yankee Stadium short porch. Can you imagine his fly balls are home runs? Just a routine fly ball. I mean, I'd love to see it. And I hope they pull the trigger. Cashman, I hope you're out there listening. And, let's go. Let's make this move now. Not wait till the deadline.
Cody. Get us Cody. And apparently, when it
Don't
comes
forget,
to
he plays
Chicago
first base
Cubs,
as well. He plays first base.
And that's it. He plays all outfield positions, and he could play first base. He could give Rizzo a couple of days off, right?
Exactly.
And when you look at the Yankees starting to play Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield, they're doing this because when Aaron Judge comes back, Aaron Judge is going to have to be the DH a lot of the time. Right. So having Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield, you need a gold glove defender like Cody Bellinger, who is a center fielder that you could put in left field. We can't have Giancarlo Stanton in right, Harrison Bader in center, and then Frenchie Cordero in left field. We can't have IKF. You need someone who's an actual major league outfielder and someone who has an ability to get a gold glove or had won a gold glove in his career. And I think Cody is that perfect fit. Shout out to my guy, Ally Wise in the building. Ally Wise, peace, guy. Hope all is good. Kerm is in the building. Kerm, what it do? He says, do you actually trust Cashman with this? No, I
do not.
I trust the other guys around him, and I trust the pressure that Hal Steinbrenner started pushing on Brian Cashman. Because in the middle of the season, to fire your hitting coach, to say openly that you're moving off and switching philosophies as an organization, bringing in Andy Pettit, that's the pressure that Hal Steinbrenner is pushing on the front office. TC, what's your take?
No, I totally agree. I mean, we said it before. It was that game that Tyone shut us down. Hal was furious. He couldn't believe that the Yankees couldn't do anything against him. I mean, the guy was one of the worst pitchers in the National League, and he said we need change. And immediately, he told Cashman, let's get rid of Dylan Lawson, and now he's bringing in Andy Pettit. And these are small little moves, but it's in the we're a step in the right direction. I mean, I hope he gets fired up and he's watching these games, because honestly, I didn't think he's even watching any of these games. He's out in his yacht or Tampa or wherever he just, yucking it up with his rich guys. They don't care about this game. They just, the money's coming in. I wish he had that fire that George had. Like, we're getting embarrassed. And guess what? We're playing the Mets right now. Do you think he wants to see this Mets team embarrass him in New York, in Yankee Stadium? This is a big series for Hal. If we go down and we lose both these games, heads are going to roll. I don't know. I think major changes will happen if they tank this series.
Also, too, talking about Cody Bellinger, I see a lot of people in the chat saying that he could be a rental, or the Yankees could do the smart thing and re-sign them and bring him back. What he does have on his contract, he has a $12 million mutual option, which means him and the Yankees will have to come together and accept that in order for him to come back next season, or he can opt out, and it gives the Yankees an exclusive window to re-sign him. So either way, it would give the Yankees a chance to either him and the Yankees come together and he takes that option, which he probably won't because he wants to get paid after having such a great season, and it gives the Yankees a exclusive window to negotiate a contract extension with Cody Bellinger at the end of the season. So when it comes to Cody, I'm signing, I'm trading from him, bro, and I'm trying to retain him. Yeah,
I mean, if you don't have to give up a lot, I'm definitely I want this guy. I mean, no top 5 prospects, maybe some 10 or lower.
Cubs, they want between 10. They want 2 top 20 prospects and the range from 10 to 20. Right, so it doesn't have to be the top 10. It could be 11 to 20. So anywhere in that range, they just want 2 prospects that are top 20 in your organization. But
that's me saying that. I'm doing it, but you don't know what the organization, they like to hug their prospects, and we've missed out on so many. We've named off all the guys they've missed out on because they've waited for these prospects, and then they get rid of their prospects when they're already, they didn't make it. But also, don't forget, next year a lot of money coming off the books, so it's possible they could extend Cody Bellinger. So
honestly, TC, when you talk about the prospects, I think this trade, because of the pressure that I feel this is not confirmed. Like I said, this is not confirmed. I feel Hal Steinbrenner is putting a certain pressure on Brian Cashman to get certain moves done. We saw it with the coaching staff, right? We saw it with the coaching staff. Josh Donaldson, he's washed, he's gone. He won't be back with the Yankees.
Right.
The Yankees bring in the Star Insurance, an extra $25 million. I think if the player is there for the Yankees to get, I think Hal Steinbrenner will be willing to go over the luxury tax threshold in order to get him.
So Juan Soto is in play?
Nope. I didn't say that. I said Cody Bellinger is in play because I feel that he'll go over the luxury tax for Cody Bellinger.
There you go. Okay.
Most likely target Juan Soto in free agency instead of having to give up all this draft capital. Because if you think about it, they gave up CJ Abrams, the Padres did, who is their top shortstop prospect in the same range of Anthony Volpe. So if the Yankees were to trade for Juan Soto, they would want an Anthony Volpe to replace a CJ Abrams in their system, and I don't think the Yankees are going to do that. My brother Ruben with the $5 super chat. Ruben, thank you, brother. He said, so random and unlikely, but I would love to see Giancarlo go back to the Marlins now that they have a good team. Listen, anything's on the table. Anything. If there's a sucker out there that would take Giancarlo Stanton, I would take it. Now, I just want to bring these stats up because this is some stats that I saw online. Not sure if a lot of you people were able to see it on Twitter, but we're talking about Giancarlo Stanton, right? Look at his splits when he played all around, right? As a right fielder, Giancarlo Stanton, he has a .266 batting average with a .354 on base percentage and a .552 slugging. As a DH, Giancarlo Stanton is hitting .247, a .338 on base percentage, and a .493 slugging. As a pinch hitter, he is .077 with a .229 on base percentage and a .077 slugging. As a left fielder, Giancarlo Stanton is batting .307. He has a .402 on base percentage and he is slugging .540. Giancarlo Stanton is more effective in the outfield than as a DH.
Especially left, huh?
To prove me wrong, especially in left field. Now, I'm not sure if this would translate over 162 games. I'm just pointing out the numbers.
Not in Yankee Stadium.
When you hear those numbers, what's your thoughts?
Very interesting stats, but I wouldn't want to see him in left field, at an extended period of time. I see sprinkled in right field, maybe left field, maybe once in a week or so. But that's very interesting. When he's out in the field, he does have more focus at the plate for some reason. And hey, at this point, we'll take whatever whatever these guys want to change. As a routine. I mean, it's superstitious. If they need a certain song, eat a bucket of chicken. Have Joe Boo in the locker room and give him a little rum. I mean, whatever it takes. Let's just. Hey,
holy
whatever.
Shit. Hold on. Thank you, Jacob, for putting this in the chat. Shout out to Jacob Petruzzi. But yesterday, while practicing, LeBron James' son, Bronny James, suffered the cardiac arrest. A family spokesperson said in a statement, and right now he is in stable condition, and he is no longer in ICU as of 30 minutes ago. So I just want to take a second to give thoughts and prayers to the LeBron James family. Hope Bronny James is okay. Jacob, again, thank you so much for sharing that information. I didn't even know about it myself. But like I said, hopefully Bronny is okay and his health is fine. That's a scary moment right there. Scary moment. I could just imagine. Yeah. I can't even imagine what LeBron James is thinking right now. But Jacob, again, shout out to you. Thank you for
thank you, Jacob.
That in the chat. Thank you for sharing that with us. And if you guys can, put the prayer emojis in the chat for Bronny James, and just keep that family in your prayers. Let's see.
Yep.
FJ says pinch hitting is a specialized skill. Very few players have been good pinch hitters. Yeah. I think Javier Valentin is one guy that I point to. Julio Franco is another guy that I point to. That was a phenomenal pinch hitter. Also, he played till he was like 60 something, maybe 70 years old.
Chili Davis, I remember, was a good
Chili
pinch
Davis
hitter for
as well, a solid pinch hitter for the Yankees towards the end of his career. I want to shout out Sandy in the chat. Sandy from the pipe, what it do? Salute,
what's up, Sandy?
3 capital S's. But let's continue the conversation. We brought up the fact that the Yankees are switching things up. The philosophy is changing. The veterans are coming through. Cody Bellinger is the rumor. So we got to talk about trades for the Yankees. What is the trade deadline going to be? With literally probably next week is a trade deadline. So we got to make sure that the Yankees, are we focusing on 2023? Are we trying to focus beyond 2023 at the trade deadline? Before I say that, my guy Ruben said, I've been saying this since 2021. Stanton needs to be in the outfield and bench him when he needs day off. DHing him or playing in the outfield won't stop the IL.
That's
spot.
right.
100%, Ruben, 100%. And thank you again for the $5 super chat.
Yep.
Now, my brother Pete Seminetti, shout out to Pete Seminetti. He said, after that sweep, tonight or tomorrow is the perfect day to pull off a trade. Continue to build on the momentum and let the boys know the front office is invested in winning this year. Absolutely. TC, what's your thoughts on that? And with what I said in the prompt, do the Yankees need to think beyond 2023 if they address their needs at the trade deadline this year?
Yeah, I think they do. But they can do both. They can focus on this year as well as getting better for next year and beyond. There's plenty of players out there, like a Cody Bellinger. Like you said, we could extend him. There's guys like I know that Pete brought up Ryan McMahon from the Rockies, third baseman, left-handed hitter. Got a lot of years under control. He could be a future third baseman. I mean, some of these guys coming up on our, as our prospects, they might not, make it for third. And this guy he's just right in the middle of his he's getting his what do you call it? His right when his career is taking off. His good year, whatever.
Yeah, his prime.
His prime. I'm sorry. Thank you.
All good.
Yeah, so he's hitting his prime right now. So we could have him for future. There's other guys out there. There's from Candelaria from the Nationals for third base. There's Brendan Donovan. So there's guys that we could make a deal, not give up the farm. We could also bring in some of our prospects to add into some of these guys, not only make our team better this year, but for next year. I don't want to go all in for this year, and then next year we have nobody left. Oh, these guys are all rentals. We can't do that. That's just bad business for this team. It just doesn't. It's not a good look. So I think there's a good balance. If Cashman was smart, hopefully Brian Sabian and Elmar Minaya are helping him out. Maybe even Andy Pettit or Sean Case, somebody advising him, hey, I think you should do this, do that. He needs more guys in his ear because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, and he's not anymore. The game has passed him by. He needs help. So a lot of these moves can help the team in the future, and I hope that's the way they go. I mean, I'd like to see them continue and move on and make the postseason, but I don't want to just get up to the postseason and be, that's it, in and that's it. We got to make a move to win it all. Still, that's still the mentality, as well as get better for next year.
No, 100%. And the reason why I'm gonna keep on putting Hal Steinbrenner holding the championship, because hopefully he sees this. We can get back to where we was in 2009, Hal, but you got to put the pressure on the man that's next to you on the screen. You got to put the pressure on Brian Cashman. Also, we got 68 people in the building. If you guys can't, please smack that like button for your boys. Let's continue the conversation. My guy Alan Landsman's in the building. He says, good morning, all. Let's get some strategic moves done. A lot of sellers and buyers. They will make creative trades like they did for Joey Rizzo, add prospects, and let the other team eat that contract. Absolutely, Alan. This is where Brian Cashman, Brian Sabian, and Omar Minaya have to come together collectively and get a bit creative at the trade deadline. Point blank. Period. I seen someone in the chat. They bring up the Baltimore Orioles. You guys gotta be careful. The Baltimore Orioles. I'm saying this right now, and some people may say it's a stretch. Shohei Ohtani is going to wind up in Baltimore if he's traded. Baltimore, they're in first place. They have the prospects to trade for
prospects.
They have enough prospects. They have more prospects in the same position than any other team. The Baltimore Orioles, they are going to trade for Shohei Ohtani, and they are going to center that package around Grayson Rodriguez and some more of their other prospects. So, Brian Cashman, I know we was worried about the Tampa Bay Rays, but Baltimore, they're in first place right now. They have the prospects to make a move. And don't be shocked when the Orioles, when they try to re-sign Shohei Ohtani, because when the Yankees were winning in the 90s and spending money, the second team that was behind them was the Baltimore Orioles. So Baltimore, when they have to spend money, they can spend the money. They just got off of Chris Davis's contract. They have money to spend. Go ahead, TC. And also, we got 70 people in the building. Smack that like button. Let's run up the likes. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, the Orioles are starting to look like the Yankees used to be. We were 1 or 2 guys away.
Shout out my guy, baby Blue in the chat. That's my guy, Blue. Hey,
Blue
yo,
Gold.
Blue.
What's
what
up,
it do, baby? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, so I mean, the Orioles are the beast of the East now. I mean, they're putting their pieces together, but I actually think that they'll go and get 1 or 2 pitchers over Shohei Ohtani. But if the price is right, yeah, they might pull the trigger on him. But I honestly think they're 1 or 2 pitchers away from dominating this whole division and taking it all the way to the World Series. So if the right price, maybe, I heard Verlander or Scherzer's available, someone like that. I know the White Sox have Cease and Giolito. If they pull off something like that, 1 or 2 of those guys, because their pitchers right now are getting taxed. They got a lot of young kids in there, and they're over their innings limit. And it's starting to, we're starting to see it. So down the stretch run, I think they're going to go out and get one of these 2 big pitchers, and look out. That's man, a dangerous team.
Big splash for the Orioles to make is Shohei Ohtani. If they want to be smart when it comes to spreading their prospects around, I could see the Baltimore Orioles, if they can't land Shohei, I could see them getting both Jordan Montgomery from the Cardinals and Marcus Stroman from the Chicago Cubs.
That's another one. Yep.
I can see them getting both of those pitchers if they can't get Shohei Ohtani.
Right. Yeah.
Baltimore
I agree.
is a
That's what they need.
team.
Yeah, they are. They are. And unfortunately, we're not just 1 or 2 guys away from winning. We're about 5 or 6. So the Orioles are right there. They built a good young club. And, we were there a couple of years ago, but I don't know, for some reason, Cashman went the other way and got all these old veterans. But hopefully they can go get back to the blueprint, the old 90s days, the dynasty years, and start building the team around some of these young kids and get back there soon. I don't want to see it take 4 or 5 years. I got to see it this year or next year. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. I want to bring this up. My guy Mike Pellegrino that was in the chat. Also, 67 people in the building. Smack that like button.
No,
what do you think about the Yankees going after Mad Max? I don't see that happening. Just because 1, the money that's attached to him. 2, it's a trade with the Mets. And 3, he has regressed. He is falling off of a cliff. He is on the wrong side of 40. I don't think there's a right side of 40, but he's on the wrong side of 40 as a major league pitcher. He doesn't have the gas anymore. I don't see a team going out there and trying to trade for both Scherzer and Justin Verlander. There's just too many components that just make it hard to get the deal done. First of all, it's the age. Both of them is over 40. 2, the money that both of them have. Their contracts is huge. And then on top of it, they both have no trade clause in their contracts. So they get to dictate where they get traded to. It's just too many different parameters that just make the trade unlikely to happen. What about you, TC? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't definitely not go after Scherzer for the Yankees. But there's other teams out there that are, Arizona Diamondbacks, Texas Rangers. Now they lost Jagrom to an injury. So, I mean, they're one or 2 pitchers away. Tampa Bay's right there. Even the Brewers, the Reds, they're battling out in their Central Division. So there's a lot of teams out there. The Dodgers are right there. They need some pitching. I think some of these guys will move. But I for Scherzer, the Yankees, no, I'm not looking for that.
And then Craig Smith, he brings up an excellent point. Ohtani has been living in Seattle for the last 2 offseasons, which is a big fact. And we all know how much Shohei Ohtani looks up and respects Ichiro Suzuki.
That's right.
Shohei Ohtani, he has so much admiration and respect for Ichiro. That can get, just Ichiro alone can get the deal done, Shohei to Seattle. I don't think Seattle has the prospects right now to trade for Shohei because they gave up all their top prospects trading for Luis Castillo. But if Shohei goes to Seattle they haven't shown that they can continue their success. They have one good season or they have one highlight of what could be a good stretch of years, but they just haven't put it together. Shohei would definitely make a difference on that. But I think Shohei would want to go to it. If I'm Shohei, I would want to go to a team that is in the driving sheet for a playoff spot. Not a team on the outside looking in of the wild card. I want to go to a team that already has a playoff spot locked in, and I'm going to just make it easier for them to get there.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever team wants Ohtani, he's going to be a rental for them because I see him landing with the Dodgers next year. I mean,
Cincinnati
the Dodgers
is in the mix also. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they said Cincinnati as well because of the prospects that they have. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah. Some of these younger teams, they have the prospects if they want to get Ohtani, and it's going to be a rental. There's no way they're signing him. Yeah, I honestly see him with the Dodgers next year. The Dodgers are trying to manipulate all their money to go heavy on Ohtani. Honestly, I think they're the number one target for Ohtani, and there's a lot of teams that could use him for a rental. I mean, the Orioles, if they want to unload a lot of their talent, because they have a surplus, but there's some teams I don't like Seattle. I don't think he's a fit, and I don't think they're going to be on the stretch run. I mean, Texas, Arizona, there's those teams that are right there.
I would say don't be sleeping on Seattle because Seattle, they have the money to try to re-sign him and retain him, and also the city of Seattle just got approved for the NBA when it comes to expansion teams. So they're going to add 2 expansion teams to the NBA. One's going to Vegas and one's going to Seattle. So they're going to have that extra revenue when it comes to the sports market as a city. So that revenue in Seattle don't sleep on Seattle. They're about to be one of the cities that start booming because of the Supersonics coming back, and if they get Shohei Ohtani.
Right. Yeah, right now they sit 5.5 in the 5.5 behind the last wild card. So it's still doable. So I mean, I mean, if they think they're gonna sign Ohtani long term, they got to talk to him and see if that's a possibility. But yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. But honestly, I see him just if he goes anywhere. I honestly don't think he's going anywhere this year. But I see him with the Dodgers next year. I mean,
I think if he goes anywhere, it would be to be a rental for someone else. Craig Smith brought it up in the chat. Artie Moreno is not going to try to trade with the Dodgers just because of
no
city
trade
rival. They're not going to trade with the Dodgers whatsoever.
No way.
And guys, I do apologize if you guys hear any noise in the distance on my end. They're doing construction in front of my building. So if you guys hear any noise, I do apologize. There's a literal jackhammer outside of my building right now, so I do apologize. But Craig Smith brings up the Nationals have been scouting the Somerset's prospects recently, the Somerset Patriots recently. And that's because over the weekend, the same rumors about Cody Bellinger is the same rumors about Jeimer Candelario, the third baseman who's a switch hitter who we brought up in conversations. TC, you remember we was having conversations about Jeimer Candelario, but there's rumors that the Yankees are linked to both Cody and Candelario. What's your thoughts on that? And thanks for bringing that up, Craig.
Yeah, good job, Craig. Shout out to you. I would definitely. That's another guy that I would love to have. He plays third base. If we don't land Ryan McMahon, I mean, third base has been an awful position for stats this year. I mean, we haven't had any production. With Donaldson and who knows, IKF and DJ LeMahieu. That would be great. Left-handed hitter. Also, you've been linked to Lane Thomas as well from the Nats. He plays outfield. So, I mean, the Yankees have some possibilities there. So, hey, if they're scouting our prospects, that's a good sign. So, I'm all for that. I'd like both. I'd like Bellinger and Candelario.
Definitely. And of course, LI Yankee King would hate the Yankees trading for a third baseman who is a switch hitter. Steve, I see Steve put in the chat, says my mic is low. Let me know now if my mic is better, guys. And like Enzo says, Candelario is owed only $2 million left on this year. That would be a good move. He's a switch hitter. I didn't know that much about him till yesterday. And yeah, he would be a good fit for us. Absolutely. And like Johan said, I'm not giving up Drew Thorpe. No, definitely not. If they want any of our prospects, it would be from 11 to 20. And like Craig Smith said, Candelario is from the Bronx.
We need those type of guys back.
Sandy, who covers the farm system, she said the tweet about the Nationals scouting Somerset is false. Thank you, Sandy, for that fact check right there. And if I trust anyone, I'm definitely going to trust Sandy and Julian because they work
Check
with
out
the
the
Yankees
pipe.
minor league system.
Don't forget the
Make
pipe
sure
with
you
her and
check
Julian.
out the pipe. It's going to be on tomorrow. Make sure you check that out because they are killing it. They are killing it. Every episode has surpassed 150 150 views. They are killing it over there on the
and
pipe.
Julian, I saw on Twitter met Jake Bowers yesterday.
Yeah, Julian and our friend Nathan Ramachandra. They had a conversation in an interview with Jake Bowers. They were in Jersey yesterday, towards the shore. I wasn't able to make it, but I'm glad that both our friends, Julian and Nathan, were able to cover that. It was great content.
Yep.
Make sure
Shout
you
out to
guys check
Nathan.
that out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's keep looking through the chats. Also, we got 70 people in the building. If you guys can't,
do another roll call. Let's do another roll call. We got some new guys. We got some new guys,
right? But Brandon Cuddy, right? I just want to say this, right? From now until August 1st, all that is going to matter is who are the Yankees going to trade for. So let's bring this down real quick. Let's do a little bit of the roll call as we continue. Of course, LI Yankee King saying we don't need an infielder, we need an outfielder. Of course, LI. Of course,
we need
LI.
both. We need both.
My guy Avicii's in the building. Shout out to Anthony Medina de la Isla. Medina, my brother. I'm so sorry to shout you out, Medina. Hope all is well. Johan Seco's in the building. Johan, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Like I said, Uncle, Grandpa, Tots in the building. Sean Bronny, he brings up a good point. David Bednar and Mitch Keller, they're available from the Pirates. Even with the Pirates trying to make the playoffs, they got them available. What's your thoughts, TC? Are you trying to trade for David Bednar or Mitch Keller? Because if you try to trade for any of them, it's going to be top 5, top 10 prospects in order to get Bednar and Kelly.
Yeah, we do need a closer. I don't trust Clay Holmes, and we need some relievers because our guys are getting taxed. But we have Loizaga coming back. I mean, that's another key piece there. So I don't know if I'm giving some top 5 prospects for Bednar. I don't know if that's a good look. We need offense. And I think there's other guys out there that we could get by without giving up those top prospects. But again, we hug our prospects and they never turn out too. But also want to give a little quick shout out. My dad, Jerry Cadile, Casey Funtime. They say they're sorry they couldn't be here. They're actually on a cruise right now, so they can't be watching. But they give a shout out to us here at the Brew, all to the chat. And sorry they couldn't make it.
Normally I talk shit about people that take cruises because I think cruise ships are like one of the dumbest things we ever invented. But shout out to Big Time Jerry and Casey Funtime. Hopefully they're having a good time on that cruise and avoid all icebergs. That's all I'm going to say. Just avoid the icebergs. So
I think they're safe out there in the Bahamas.
Okay, there's no icebergs in the Bahamas, right?
Yeah, no,
be careful. Be careful for the whales because the whales have been going around and breaking cruise ships and been breaking a lot of boats.
That's
recently.
not good.
So watch out for the rails. And Tyler Tappett with the $5 super chat. Tyler says, Hector, congrats on 1,000 subs. I'm trading for Juan Soto, Cully Bellinger, and Ryan McMahon at the deadline. We need 3 bats at the deadline. Listen, whoever the Yankees trade for, we need to trade for don't trade for anyone who's right-handed. We need left-handed hitters or a switch hitter in this lineup. Get me Cody Bellinger. I don't want anyone else but Cody Bellinger and Candelario. If we could get Juan Soto, I'm down for it. You guys know how much I want Juan Soto in the Bronx. That's a dream. But I'm gonna need the Yankees to get Cody Bellinger or Candelario, if not the both. Whatever you do, do not trade for a right-handed hitter like Randall Gritchett, or do not trade for someone from the St. Louis Cardinals who is unproven but who has a good upside to him. No, I'm gonna need someone who's proven.
That's a Cashman type move,
done it before. Yeah.
Or Rougned Odor.
Oh, well, Odor is available if you want to get Rugi. We could get Rugi or whatever. We got 79 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button,
come on, guys.
Let's run up the likes on this live.
For the boys.
Want to give a quick shout out. Last live that we had on Friday, the last episode, we broke 100 likes on that stream. That was the first time we cracked 100 likes on any live stream. That was a great conversation. So if you guys can help us again, let's get close to 100. Let's smack that like button. Let's get to 100.
And if you missed it, go back because you missed. There was a superstar in the making that made her appearance on the open panel. Grace Monroe. If you missed that, she was on fire. Go check that out. You'll be amazed. Don't be surprised if she shows up on the morning brew.
If she starts showing up, yeah. I want to. There's been some.
I think my job's safe. Hector said my job is safe, so
your job is safe. You don't got to worry about it, bro. Justin Smith is in the building. Justin Smith, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's, my guy Justin. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining the conversation. But on Twitter, right, there was a thread that popped up. Trade deadline pieces the Yankees should go for. We already talked about Mitch Keller and David Bednar. Alex Lang is a pitcher with the Detroit Tigers that some Yankee fans say that they like. I'm not sure about him. Yeah. Jeimer Candelario, obviously, with the Nationals, and Cody Bellinger with the Cubs. So if I'm looking at that and I'm trying to tier everything, what I want, it's Cody Bellinger, Jeimer Candelario. If we could get Mitch Keller or David Bednar, or Alex Lang and Jason Frawley from the Detroit Tigers. That's how I will put it. That's the order I wanted. Yankees go out there and get it done. We got 80 people in the stream right now. If you guys can't smack that like button. TC, how are you ranking your trades? Where do you want the Yankees to go in your mind? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, no, you pretty much nailed it. I mean, if we can't get Juan Soto, that's a dream. I want Cody Bellinger for sure. That's the number one guy on my list. And Jeimer Candelario, great for third. I mean, that would be my number 2. He's a switch hitter, and that I like both. But yeah, the way you have it, that's exactly how I would have it. Maybe Brendan Donovan, maybe in their third as another, outfielder type guy. We do need some relief. I don't know. I'm not
Isn't
high
Brendan
on that
Donovan
kid
a right-handed hitter, if I'm not mistaken?
No, he is left-handed.
Okay,
he's left-handed. Okay. Yeah, I want left-handed. Yeah, I'm not staying off of. I've heard Tommy Pham and Randall Grichuk. Yeah. I'm staying away from those guys. We don't need those type guys. I want a left-handed hitter. We desperately need some bullpen help. But like I said, Loizaca's coming back. If there's a guy out there, there's people making moves. Braves are making moves. They picked up a couple relievers. So I mean, this is the time to pull the trigger. I mean, you can't fall behind. You got to be proactive and not reactive. And the time's running short. Cody Bellinger's a hot guy on the market right now, and he could be snatched up before we even make a move. So Cashman, if you're out there, let's do it.
I want to ask you, with the news that came out last week of Jose Trevino being out for the rest of the season because of surgery to his wrist, where do you think the Yankees should go from a catching position? Like, how do you think the Yankees should tackle that? And I'll give you my take afterwards. Go ahead, TC.
Honestly, I don't look at them going out and get a veteran catcher. I think they're okay with Higashioka and Ben Rortvedt. I mean, we traded for the guy. He's left-handed. He was raking in AAA. Give the guy a shot, a legit shot. 2-3 weeks, consistent at bats. I mean, this should be a strictly a platoon. It should be not, Rortvedt gets one game a week. I see him getting 3-4 games a week to see what he's got. We also have Austin Wells, who just was promoted to AAA. That's another guy as well. I mean, I know they're not high on his catching ability, but the kid can hit. And later on down the road towards September, if they want to make that move, bring him up. But I think we're fine with Rortvedt and Higashioka. Yeah.
Right. Yes. When it comes to Rortvedt, he hasn't proven it that he could hit consistently at the major league level. It's the only concerns I have for Big Ben, right? And the minors, he was hitting above 280, so that gives me a little bit of hope. You bring up Austin Wells, was just promoted to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, so he could get his feet wet before he comes up, if he comes up, or if the Yankees get him up. Shout out to CMS Mobile Gaming is in the building. Salute, 3 capital S's. First time seeing you in the chat. Let me know if this is your first time. If it is, let's welcome CMS to the Brew Crew Familia. But
welcome.
When we have the conversation about the Yankees catcher, for me, it depends on how the Yankees address their other needs, right? Yeah. I can live with Higashioka and Ben Rortvedt as our catching platoon if the Yankees get Cody Bellinger, if the Yankees get Candelario. If we address our other needs, I can live with Ben Rortvedt. You bring up, maybe the Yankees can call up Austin Wells. We're July 25th right now. By the time August comes, like I said, we got a few days, less than 7 days before the trade deadline comes and before the trade deadline goes. Now the Yankees, they need to play Ben Rohrback to see if he can hit. Because if he can't hit, they need to address that at the trade deadline. You don't have that much time till the trade deadline comes and goes. But I don't see a catcher available that makes sense for the Yankees. I know a lot of people talked about Sal Perez with the Royals. He makes too much money, and he is past his prime. He was good a couple of seasons ago when he hit 44 home runs. Now he's hitting about 260, better than any catcher on the Yankees. But I don't think the money justifies what he puts out offensively and defensively.
There's no catcher that moves the needle for me. I think we're fine where we're at.
Yasmani Grandal from the White Sox, I'm not sure.
No.
Wilson Contreras, maybe, but defensively, he's not the best catcher out there. You saw the difference between the Cardinals last year with Yadier Molina and this year with Contreras as that catcher, how much of a regression that pitching staff took. So I'm not that sold on Contreras. Is he a good offensive catcher? Absolutely. Did he win a World Series with the Cubs? He definitely did. Is he familiar with Anthony Rizzo? He definitely is familiar with Rizzo. But I'm not that in love with Wilson Contreras. I don't think that he will age well with that contract. So
no.
What about you?
No, I agree. No, we have major needs in other areas. Catcher is not it's not a necessity right now. We're okay with those guys, doing what they're doing. I need third base. I need a left fielder. I need some relief. I mean, if there's a availability of a starting pitcher, possibly. But there's guys that we need over a catcher. And Aaron Judge, I'm crossing my fingers that the rumors are true that he will come back, in a week or two. That definitely will propel this lineup.
That will boost this lineup up tremendously.
Yeah, boost the lineup tremendously, especially if they get a Cody Bellinger, add him, and then Aaron Judge at the same time. My goodness. And some of these, like we were talking about Rizzo and Stanton getting hot and Glaber. I mean, this lineup, the sky's the limit. I mean, these guys can get hot. And Sean Casey's making his – go for it.
I just want to address something real quick.
Yeah.
L.I. Yankee King. I don't say this as much. Like I said, I love you. I got a lot of love for you. Don't call Yankee fans or don't call us while we're having this conversation dumb as shit. That's the only thing that I'm going to ask you for, because we're just having a conversation on why the team should upgrade. If we're talking about upgrading positions, Candelario at third base would be an upgrade, right? So all I ask L.I. Yankee King is that you don't call anyone out of their name or out of their character, because you don't want that to happen to you. That's all I'm going to ask. When it comes to the Yankees, we want this team to get better for the stretch run. So if there's a trade out there that can help us get better for the stretch run, why not entertain it? It's just a conversation to have. None of us is in the front office right now.
Not just for this year and for next year.
Yes, and when you look at players that don't make that much money, Candelario, they brought it up in the chat. He's only making $2 million this year, and I think he has one more year of control next year. Those are the prototype Brian Cashman players that he goes for. Players that are under the salary when it comes to not making that much and still having control.
Yep. Yeah, because honestly, I think
free agent after this season.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think they move on from Glaber Torres this year. They're gonna see what they got with him and ride it all through the year. They're gonna probably move on from IKF. He's another third base person. I think we have Peraza. I mean, we got to find a spot for Peraza. I see Peraza playing second and Candelario at third. That's a good. I'd take that. Candelario and Volpe, Peraza, Rizzo. I'm up for that for next year. And we got DJ, being the prime utility guy. Honestly, that's next year. We gotta view the team next year, not just this year, not just this is what we can do this year. This year's been a bust. We're barely hanging on. We're on life support. So I most likely see something for next year.
Also, too, when it comes to our infield, right? And I'm gonna address a couple points that are in the chat. When we look at Anthony Volpe, right? I see a bunch of people saying trade Glaber Torres. Take Aaron Judge away. Don't even talk about Glaber Torres is second on this team in home runs behind Aaron Judge. Third place on this team when it comes to home runs is Anthony Volpe. Judge is number 1. Torres is number 2. And Anthony Volpe is our 3rd leading hitter when it comes to home runs.
Yeah, and Judge has been out all that time, and he still leads the team in home runs and RBIs.
Yes. And like Mark said, us Yankee fans, we're not dumb. We're just spoiled brats. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. And if you think about it right now, right, if the Yankees are entertaining the conversations about trading Gleyber Torres to help improve this team, I don't know how that's going to happen, but just a hypothetical. That opens it up for the Yankees to move either Peraza or Volpe to second base and have the other one play shortstop. It leaves us a big hole at third base that we're gonna have to fill. Candelario will be the perfect option for third base. Josh Donaldson, he ain't coming back. I seen somebody they brought up DJ LeMahieu in the chat. Hold on, I just want to highlight this chat before we continue. Mark, my guy Mark said, do you think the Yankees would trade DJ, or does he have a no trade clause? I don't think he has a no trade clause. I just think DJ LeMahieu doesn't have value at this stage of his career. He's on a decline, right? Yes, we saw a good weekend from DJ LeMahieu against the Kansas City Royals, but I think DJ LeMahieu will be that floating infielder when it's time to give someone a day off. So if you have the roster we have now, we got Peraza starting at third base, Volpe at second, and Gleyber Torres is our second baseman. Whenever Gleyber needs a day off, Peraza will go to second. LeMahieu will be the third baseman. Whenever Volpe needs a days off, Peraza will be at shortstop. DJ will be at either third base with Torres at second base. So that's the role I think DJ LeMahieu will play for the rest of the season. You saw something. Hold on, wait. New York, my guy Ruben said, read my last message about Li. Hold on, wait. Ruben says, Li, you're the idiot that doesn't understand that most of us want Peraza at third base. But since Boone isn't committing to Peraza, we need left-handed hitters. Don't call us hypocrites unless you trade GT. And when it comes down to it, like I said, Li Yankee King is someone that I do have a lot of respect and a lot of love for, like I do everyone in this chat. So, just let that last comment live in your head.
Well, we're all frustrated as Yankee fans, and let's not take it out on each other. It's the team. We got to take it out on Cashman as the architect, and us fans, we all want to win. We all want to be together and celebrate. So
I see our guy Halal's in the building, backstage baseball. Halal, bro. Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't have school anymore. Halal, if you're free this Thursday, and if you want to join me and TC, let me know, and you could join me and TC on the panel.
Yeah, why not?
Halal, what are you doing? Halal, would love to have Halal
Rookie podcast. You guys got to check them out too.
They did a great job. They did a great job over the weekend, Sunday, calling the Mets versus Red Sox. Even though the Mets lost, it was still a good game to watch. And listen to them. Him and Eddie, they're killing it. They are definitely killing it. Let's highlight a few more chats before we get out of here. Cody Bregman, shout out to Cody. He says, new to the channel, great conversation so far. Looking forward to many more. And go Yankees. Cody, welcome to the familiar over here at Brew Sports.
Kobe.
Let's see. Tyler Tabbitt says we can trade Torres in the offseason. And I think that's when it happens, when it comes to trading Gleyber Torres. I think that will happen in the offseason. I just think there's not that many teams that are going to give you great prospects for Gleyber because he has a year and a half worth of control.
We're still trying to win this year, though. We're still trying to win. So Torres is our second best hitter. So
and right now without Aaron Judge, he's our best hitter in the lineup. No one can argue against that. He's our second in home runs, second in RBIs. He is our second best hitter with runners in scoring position behind Aaron Judge. So Gleyber Torres, if it's up to me, he's here to stay for this season. We'll address that in the offseason.
Right.
My guy D-Rod said that doesn't mean Gleyber is that good. That just means the rest of the team is bad. I see what you're saying right there. Lorenzo says we need more offense. We just need to score 4 more runs in a game and we'll be fine. Yes. When the Yankees score 4 or more runs in the game, the New York Yankees have a record of 44-12, it's 45-12 after winning on Sunday. 45-12. We talked about, can the Yankees go 45-12 in the second half of the season? Only if our offense wakes up and we start scoring 4 or more runs a game because the pitching staff is there. The bullpen, I think a lot of people overhype and overrate this bullpen, but I think the bullpen is still solid. We have Jonathan Lasagna on the way back, Loizaga,
right.
and we could trade for a guy out there.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Hector, and the chat.
Go ahead, bro.
So we got the next 12 games coming up before the deadline. So if we go, let's say we go 4-8 before the deadline, do you think the Yankees sell and not buy? Do you think that has a lot of impact on what we do?
Go 4-8,
say 4-8, 3-9, somewhere in that range.
Well, it's July 25th. So we got like what, 7 days? We would have to lose every game to the trade deadline. I think if we lose every game from now to the trade deadline, I don't think this team makes the moves that they need to make in order for us to make that stretch run. It's all going to come down to what happens against the Mets and what happens against the Baltimore Orioles. That's what's going to make or break our season, point blank.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't see how they're going to. They'll lose so much ground in the standings and the wild card.
Like Steve says, we only have 6 more games to the deadline. We got 2 games against the Mets and a 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles.
You're right.
So it's all going to determine all of that. That answer would be, that question would be answered, TC, by the time next week Tuesday comes and goes. Point blank. Point blank.
So what if they go 5-1?
If we go 5-1, we're all in. If we go 5-1, we're all in. Over the next 6 games, if we go 5-1, we're definitely all in. Point blank.
3-3?
3-3. I still think they'll be all in.
Still have a chance,
because that's the difference between the 2023 Yankees and the 2016 Yankees. When the 2016 Yankees decided to start trading veterans and start building for the future, we didn't have Aaron Judge coming down the pipeline. We didn't have that. We had Alex Rodriguez, who the Yankees let go in August, 3 home runs before he got to 700. That's what we had. So that's where the Yankees, they started trading players off because they didn't see, there was nothing coming down the tunnel. We got Aaron Judge, Jonathan Lasagna, Nestor Cortez, Frankie Martin. We have reinforcements that are coming.
Yeah. And Aaron Judge is honestly probably the best player in baseball. Even at 75%, he's still going to give us, production. Yeah. So getting a guy like that,
we're sitting on 66 likes. We got 81 people in the building. If you guys can smack that like button, let's run it up. Let's try to get to 80 likes on the stream. We are literally just 14 likes away, and we got 81 people in the building. So if you haven't smacked that like button, smack that like button.
Yeah, and come on. What are you doing? What are you guys doing?
Tuning in, please hit that subby button. Help us. We are on our way to 1,500 subs. TC, it's very awesome to say we're on our way to 1,500 after passing 1K sub. Our giveaway for getting to 1K will be coming out next week. We're getting it all together. So we do have our 1K giveaway that will be coming out next week. We got another giveaway as well for when we hit 500 subs. We just wanted to do all of that all at the same time. Yeah. TC, Mets versus Yankees today, later on tonight. What's your predictions? What's your thoughts?
Today we're facing Verlander. He's always tough on us. It's going to be in the way our offense is starting to, click a little bit, but Verlander's tough. I know he's had a rough year, but he's still good. He's going against Domingo Germán. Germán's, always hit or miss. He could throw a perfect game or then get shelled. So, I hope the game, we keep it close. We're at the stadium. It's going to be rocking because it's, the rivalry in-city rivalry here. I want to see them try to get some runs, the small ball way, not just waiting for the home run. So honestly, today, I can't go against the Yankees. I'm going to say a 3-2 win. Maybe they pull it out late in the game. Tomorrow we got Rodon going against Quintana. I need to see Rodon bounce back because he's going to hear the boos after his little blowing kisses to the fans in that Angel Stadium. Whew, man, he needs a big game. But I honestly think, I'm not blowing smoke. I think Yankees take both these games and we go into. We're going to Tampa first, or is it Baltimore first?
No, we're going to Baltimore. We're going to Baltimore
first. I think we got a little momentum going. Baltimore doesn't scare me. We split with them before, and we honestly could have won, 3 or 4 of those games. So this is a little boost. I'm gonna say Yankees take both these games real close games.
Yeah, we need to carry over the momentum from this weekend. We need to take these 2 games against the Mets. According to the matchup predictor from ESPN Analytics, the matchup predictor is favoring the Mets at 52.1%. The Yankees are at 47.9%. But like you said, we are in the Bronx. Justin Verlander, he has been our rival from the past, but he is up there in age. So let's see if the Yankees bats can wake up. I'm predicting it 4-3 because the Yankees, we play very well when we score over 4 runs.
4 runs. That's right.
So we got to get 4 runs, puts us in a good spot to win the game. So I'm saying 4-3, the Yankees win. I think Giancarlo Stanton will have another home run off of Justin Verlander. So put that in the book. Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat. He said, quick reminder that this is a family. We won't always agree, but let's respect each other's opinions. Absolutely, Uncle Grandpa Tats. And I think
why he's Uncle Grandpa.
That that's why he's a wise sage of the Yankees community.
Wise man right there. Wise man.
Exactly.
Go sub to Pinstripe Chronicles. You gotta go see
Make sure
shows.
you guys sub into Pinstripe Chronicles. They are on every morning around like 10 o'clock before we go live. So make sure you guys tune into Uncle Tats before you guys come over here.
Shout out to Rob and Don as well. Don't forget Rob and Don. They got a lot of good takes, a lot of good information.
Mikey Mazza and the Pinstripe Express.
Mazza on Saturday. That's Saturday night, right?
Yes. Make sure you guys go and support every other Yankee content creator that is out there putting out content, because we are doing this because we're a fan of the team and we're a fan of conversations. So shout out to Derek from NYY Recaps. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Pete Simonetti, Joseph Caputo from The Shift, Jason from 161 River Avenue, the guys John Boy and Jake, Joe McFlies, my guy Keith McPherson. Like always, it's been a great Tuesday having this conversation. Hopefully the Yankees pull it out tonight and we have good conversations on Thursday. But until then, peace out.
Peace out.
Tú quieres más, echa pa' acá, te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, me tiro. Envidian por su estilo. Todo estaba tranquilo, pero llegaste sola al partido. Y baby, no me voy de aquí sin ti. Todo lo que estás sintiendo lo quiero sentir. Tu enojo, tu coraje, como llegaste aquí. Cantando que Lani, baby, dámela a mí. Por la titras, joven por la titras. Hop in the phantom, what's the idras? Si quieres pues nos vamos donde quieras, bebé. Me gusta como hablas, tiene un lindo